It is not acceptable for India to continue financing this war by purchasing the oil from Russia. People will be shocked to learn that India is basically tied with China in purchasing Russian oil. That's an astonishing fact. India portrays itself as being one of our closest friends in the world, but they don't accept our products. They impose massive tariffs on us. We also know they engage in a lot of cheating on immigration policies that is very harmful to American workers. And, of course, we see, again, the purchasing of oil. So President Trump, he wants a tremendous relationship and has had always a tremendous relationship with India and the Prime Minister. But we need to get real about dealing with the financing of this war.
That's top White House official Stephen Miller with Maria Bartiromo saying it is flat out unacceptable for India to undercut peace in Ukraine by buying Russia's oil, which is financing its war in Ukraine. The Trump White House playing hardball, hiking India tariffs to 50% to stop this. It could also move against China, too. China is the biggest buyer of Russia's oil. Joining us now, let's welcome Congressman Greg Steube from House Ways and Means. What's your reaction to this?
Well, it's great news, and Stephen Miller is exactly right. And President Trump has wanted peace this entire time. Well, it's very difficult to do that if you have India and other countries that are supplying funds to the Russians by buying their oil. So I think what Trump wants to do in tariffing India is a strong step in that direction. And the reason why the Russians suddenly want to talk is because now President Trump wants to put sanctions on the Russians, more severe sanctions than is already in place, which obviously is going to cripple them economically. So I think President Trump is done messing around and taking Putin at his word and is going to start taking very strong steps economically by sanctioning them. And suddenly this has precipitated this meeting, which I think is great all around. Look, President Trump wants peace. Americans want peace in Ukraine. And if anybody can get a deal done, it's him.
You know, the media and Democrats have been hammering Trump on Russia, but Trump is playing hardball. He says there are going to be secondary sanctions, on other nations beyond India, possibly by tomorrow, to stop them buying Russia's oil. You know, let's go to China. China is Russia's biggest oil customer, as we just said. India is second. Imports from China have been cut in half to 7%. Congressman Steube, of total U.S. imports. It's going down. And Trump set that August 12th deadline to strike a trade deal with China, or tariffs on China could hit as high as 245%. So how does this play in the mix of, Trump trying to get China to stop buying Russia's oil and trying to get a trade deal with China?
Well, the president has done a great job on trade. You know, in the beginning, when he started putting tariffs in place, you saw all the mainstream media and all the economists freaking out. We were going to go into a recession and all this horrible things economically were going to happen. And none of that happened. It precipitated historic trade deals that we haven't done in decades, and has put us on path to start buying down and paying down the debt and the deficit. The income that the Treasury has been getting from tariffs have been astronomically high, have set records, and has put us on a more fiscally prudent path. Look, we want to put America first. President Trump wants to put America first. He wants manufacturing in the United States. For the safety and security of the American people, we should be manufacturing products right here in the United States. And by doing that, by tariffing imports from foreign actors and by encouraging investments in manufacturing in the United States, like we did through the Big Beautiful Bill, and keeping tax rates low incentivizes that and puts us on a prosperous path in America.
Wonderful to see you again, Congressman Greg Steube from Ways and Means. It's great to have you on. Thank you so much.